Two separate lawsuits were filed last week by big Second Amendment organizations in more than half the states in the United States against ATF for their stabilizing brace rule that went into effect on January 31st, 2023. Hello everyone and welcome to the Firearm Firm channel. I'm James Phillips, a former prosecutor and a founding partner of Katz & Phillips PA, also known as the Firearm Firm. Before we dive into these two lawsuits, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe icon located in the bottom right hand corner of this video. By doing both of those things, you are not only helping our pro Second Amendment channel grow, but you are fighting back against the anti-2A algorithm created to quiet the voices of those who support the right to bear arms. The first lawsuit I want to discuss was filed by Gun Owners of America, GOA, the state of Texas, and Brady Brown in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Texas. This lawsuit alleges that the final rule on stabilizing braces is invalid because it violates the Administrative Procedure Act for several reasons, including the fact that ATF had exceeded its authority given to them by Congress, and it also alleges, of course, the violation of the Second Amendment. One thing that is interesting about this lawsuit is that it also alleges that the final rule violates the Fifth Amendment's protection against self-incrimination because one way to comply with the final rule is to register the firearm with an attached stabilizing brace, which ATF is now saying is a short barrel rifle, and therefore anyone who is in possession of one after the rule went into effect is violating federal law because they are in possession of an unregistered short barrel rifle. Furthermore, based on the final rule, individuals in certain states who possess a firearm with an attached stabilizing brace will be admitting to committing a state crime if they seek to register their firearm under the National Firearms Act. Although the complaint in this lawsuit is 152 pages long, I do highly recommend reading it because GOA did a fantastic job making their arguments and backing them up. You can find a link to the complaint down in the description section along with a link to GOA's website. If you have not joined GOA, now would be a great time to do so and help support them as they fight ATF. Also, one last thing to keep in mind about this lawsuit is that it is being litigated in the United States District Court for the Southern District of Texas, which falls under the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals is the court that recently found ATF's bump stock ban to be unlawful. The second lawsuit against ATF was filed by Firearms Regulatory Accountability Coalition, FRAC, 25 states, SB Tactical, BNT USA, and Richard Cesario in the United States District Court for the District of Northern Dakota Western Division. In the complaint, the plaintiffs allege that ATF's final rule on stabilizing braces is unlawful for some of the same reasons in the GOA lawsuit we just discussed, but also because the rule regulates pistols and other firearms equipped with stabilizing braces, even though the text, structure, history, and purpose of the National Firearms Act, NFA, and the Gun Control Act of 1968, GCA, show that the statute does not regulate such weapons. The plaintiffs further allege that the rule is invalid because it interprets the NFA and GCA in a way that encompasses millions of weapons that are in common use and thus raises grave constitutional doubts under the Second Amendment. This Second Amendment argument is based on the reasoning that because there are millions of stabilizing braces in circulation, in fact it's estimated up to 40 million, that they are protected under the Second Amendment. This is the very same rationale the United States Supreme Court used when it found that stun guns are a type of weapon protected under the Second Amendment in Cantano versus Massachusetts back in 2016. I will attach a link to FRAC's website that will allow you to click on the complaint and other pleadings filed in that lawsuit. I will be following both of these lawsuits closely and will keep you updated as they progress through the court system. Let us know what you think about these lawsuits down in the comments section, along with any questions you have about them or any other Second Amendment related questions. If, however, you prefer a more private way of asking questions, feel free to email us directly at questions@thefirearmfirm.com, or you can call us at 321-332-6864. Until next time, stay armed and educated.